Okay, guys, so I'm just going to do some quick introductions. We'll do a little get to know you session for Esther and Jiwon, and then Esther will jump into the BoltChatAI overview and a little demo. Jiwon will then present her FMCG use case. Robbie will finish things up with a quiz and prize giveaway. So we have some exciting prizes. So, please stay till the end and listen, and there may be some nice takeaway for you there. And we'll finally wrap up with a quick Q&A. So yeah, super looking forward to it, and thanks for joining. So we have on the call today. Sorry, I'm just going to get rid of this so I don't have to keep looking at myself. So we have on the call today Ester, co-founder of BoltChatAI, and she currently heads up the innovation for the company. She's worked in the global sector for over 20 years, covering both global roles across client and agency side at Unilever, Reckitt, and also Nielsen. So quick introduction to myself. I'm the APAC lead at BoltChatAI, and I've also worked in the research industry for over 15 years, working also similarly to Esther at Nielsen and also at Reckitt. And I've also been at Perfetti Vermelle, both in research roles and marketing roles. I'm currently based in Japan and can speak Japanese. Quick intro to Jiwon. She's in insights and analytics at Haleon, a global consumer health company dedicated to improving everyday human health with a human touch. She currently leads growth acceleration plans by leveraging analytics and integrating actionable steps into the company's roadmap, driving data-driven decision making, and fostering innovation to achieve sustainable business outcomes. So a quick little intro to Esther and Jiwon, but I thought it'd be nice to kind of ask them a bit more detailed questions and dig in a bit to their careers and their career path and how they got to where they are. So maybe I start with you, Jiwon. First of all, thanks so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. So just to get a bit of context, Jiwon, where are you currently based and how long have you been there?
Sure. I'm based in Singapore, but just tentatively for the year-end vacation. I'm back home in Korea. So basically, I've been working with Haleon for 8+ years so far, all looking after analytics. And I'm currently looking after the data analytics for APAC.
Oh, fantastic. And how about your career path up until now? Which other companies have you worked at and in which regions?
Sure. Absolutely. So my life was all about data and insight analytics, as I love driving story based on the data. So I had opportunities working with Nielsen, Nissan, and Haleon / GSK Consumer Healthcare so far. Been working in Japan, Korea, and Singapore back and forth.
Very cool. And yeah, interestingly enough, both Jiwon, myself, and Esther have all worked at Nielsen in Tokyo, albeit at different time periods. But Jiwon and I also worked. We had some crossover there. Yeah. Okay, cool. So you've been on both sort of agency and client side, so you really understand both sides of the puzzle there.
Right.
Awesome. Okay, thanks so much, Jiwon. So maybe over to you now, Esther. Maybe I'll answer the first two questions on your behalf, but Esther is based in UK, where the headquarters of BoltChatAI is. And as I mentioned before, she has worked in Unilever, Reckitt, and anything I'm missing there, Esther?
Yeah, no, that's and it's lovely to be here. Sorry about my voice is like seasonal bugs. But yeah, I live in the south of the UK. It's the same for you. Yeah,
No,
so
go ahead. Yeah.
I live in the UK, in Brighton, which is in the south, with my family. So we moved here pre-pandemic. It's really nice. We're all very outdoorsy, so it's the perfect place with great countryside and the sea. And yeah, so in terms of my career, I worked at Nielsen first in Belgium after studying in Milan. I'm Italian originally, and then I moved to Japan where I met you, Rob. But I wanted then to move client side to really understand how my recommendation will get implemented in the businesses I was working with. So I moved to the UK with Reckitt in the global Dettol team for 3 years, and then I was 7 years in Unilever, where I mostly worked in the Innovation Center of Excellence, which was kind of an incubator for new ways to innovate, new methods and processes. And I met one of my co-founders there, Hakan, who was in marketing. So we were working together, and I always wanted to start an entrepreneurial venture. So it was an opportunity I really couldn't pass. And here I am. It's lovely to be with you.
Amazing. Yeah, really amazing story, Esther. And as you were mentioning just now, that was also exactly the motivation for me to move client side from Reckitt from Nielsen, sorry, is just to kind of understand exactly how those insights are being kind of actioned, and what's next in that path. Yeah, no, super interesting. So, another question for you there, Esther. I know that you're obviously very deep in this AI space. So just really interested to understand, how you see that the role of AI in market research, and especially in the FMCG sector. I know, like, we go to a lot of these events, and there's so much talk about it. I just really like to hear your sort of, summary of that, and kind of personal opinion in terms of where you think it's going, and what is the role. Pretty big question, but if you could just give us some insights on that, it'd be great.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, so of course we have seen in the past couple of years how big of a role AI is starting to play in research. For me, it's really about empowering insight and marketing professionals to achieve that golden triangle of speed, quality, and low cost. That until now was basically almost impossible. You will always have 2 out of 3. Now you can really have all of them. And I love the fact that it can do that in a very versatile way across industries and verticals, so that everybody can really get unparalleled access to consumer understanding. Doesn't matter how much budget or time you have, you can still get that high quality input. So effectively it's helping leveling the playing field and ensuring nobody gets left behind. So what I find really exciting in this phase is that now we are getting into the second phase after adoption, which we are focusing on applications, use cases, improving the quality and nuance understanding even more. It's not just about doing things faster, it's really how can we do them better? And how can we make sure that AI help you achieve what you need to achieve for your company, for your use case, for your function? For FMCG in particular, I will say, given that the innovation cycles are much more fast-paced, it can be the perfect enable for better, faster testing, but also to multiply the creative output. So imagine, based on consumer-centric insight, you can ask AI to create 200 ideas for you, and then you can run them through your brand lens and see what will work for you. So both from the sense of vetting and testing, but also from the creative output that you can get, it can give you quite a lot. And we're getting into an exciting phase now with autonomous agents coming to the fore, in which we'll almost have different agents originated by the consumer insight you've got that will act with each other in an independent way to suggest better ways of innovating. And we're all over it at Bolt. We are looking into this space, and hopefully we'll have nice news for you very soon.
Amazing. Yeah. Yeah, no, you touched on some really interesting points there, Esther. I love that idea of golden triangle. It's almost like the holy grail for any project-based work, I think, right? Like speed, value and quality, you know what I mean? And yeah, I agree. I think that's kind of the space we're getting into. And I also like the other point on FMCG, like it is, fast moving consumer goods. So obviously the best type of research is going to be that research where you can get quick feedback. Um, and that means you really do have your finger on the pulse in terms of consumer sentiment and what they like or dislike about projects. So I think for me personally, what these kind of tools also enable is to do research where maybe you wouldn't have done research in a traditional way, either because of the cost aspect or the speed aspect. But now it's kind of opening that up to really be able to sort of validate decisions and support decision making where you may not have even had a choice before. um anyway, I think we could talk for hours on that topic, but I will move to the next one. So maybe just a quick one for you, Jiwon. I'm very interested to
Or
understand um like if there's been any kind of wow moments that you've had with
mm,
research. I think obviously this is the whole concept of it is pretty
sure.
wow, I think, for me personally, because it's only sort of happened in
Mm,
the past few years. But just really interested to understand your perspective on that, and anything that's really kind of stood out in terms of obviously in the speaking about market research.
sure, absolutely. And since this AI, and Gen AI become a new trend, we are still on our journey. But one of the very outstanding wow factors, one of them is definitely the product development in R&D
Mm,
and innovation.
mm,
With
mm,
like AI leveraging existing research data and consumer behavior, we are we are currently testing like multiple combination of different ingredients and molecules to produce
mm,
our innovation much more diverse and way faster than we used to do. So that's one
mm,
area
mm,
that we're currently working on with different universities and different partners.
mm,
Another wow factor would be the enhancing consumer insight, leveraging AI to better understand their
mm,
behaviors and their preference
mm, mm,
with
mm,
the social listening area.
mm, mm.
And the
Yeah.
third one being, I believe everybody in this seminar may have agreed that Gen AI become our daily life kind of friend. So we
Mm,
definitely use it every day to do the better debrief and
mm, mm,
better
mm.
and faster product concept and ad testing in hours instead of weeks.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I mean, in terms of that, the whole efficiency, I mean, it really does kind of touch, if you look at a process, for kind of any project or anything you're working on, there is an opportunity for AI to
Right.
improve to optimize those kind of processes at every stage. So yeah,
Right.
I agree. I
Mm.
think it's super amazing.
But at the same time, since there are so
Hmm.
many new tools outside,
Hmm.
and I believe the success of AI is depends on
Hmm.
how this tool or AI detect the intention of the user. So
Hmm. Hmm.
I believe based on my experience, BoltChatAI is one of the very outstanding one that captures what really users wants. So I
Hmm.
can
Hmm.
explain more in our use case, but yeah,
Please.
so sure.
Fantastic. Okay, thanks so much, Jiwon and Esther. So now I'll hand it over to Esther. Sorry, I probably didn't explain the agenda. Oh no, I did. Yeah, okay, so I will hand it over to you now, Esther. So please take it away.
Thank you, Rob. I'll give you a quick overview now of BoltChatAI for those that haven't seen this yet. So BoltChatAI is transforming market research by combining the depth of qualitative insights with the scale of quantitative methods, all powered by conversational AI, Gen AI. If we go to the next slide,
Yeah. Oh,
basically,
sorry, just
basically, market research often struggle with trade-off. It's depth versus scale, quality versus speed. And traditional methods are insightful, but can be time-consuming, expensive, limited in scalability. So BoltChat can really come in and give that, holy grail of market research of quality, speed, and low cost. It really blends AI with human expertise and allows to uncover the why behind consumer behavior to help across all phases of the funnel. For example, starting from early stage market understanding, growth opportunities, to understand the innovation mix from claims, concepts, ideas, designs, understanding an ad and how it lands with the relevant target audience, and even understanding reason why a brand's perform the way it does. We worked across a large range of clients across different verticals to really help democratizing this consumer understanding and interviewed millions of consumers in the process. So the tool can be broken down in a few very easy steps. And what I wanted to mention is that the tool is completely AI moderated and AI led, but we also have a team of expert qualitative researchers that really help you use the platform to the best of its ability. As Jiwon was saying, to capture the intention of the user. The platform is already very good and easy and intuitive to use, but with a team that can help you use it the way it's supposed to be, you can get quality in and quality out. If we go to the next slide, it all starts with the prompt. So we basically have to instruct the AI on what it needs to do by providing the country of test, information about the key target audience based on custom targeting, demographics, and others. And also brief the AI on what's the objective of the research. And based on that, the AI creates a tailored discussion guide based on this that can be completely customized. So you can add projective storytelling question, closed-end questions. You can upload a stimulus for testing. And you can also get some of the questions back into video, voice, or pictures to get, really multimodal research perspective. The AI also handles the translation in the local languages. After that, interviews are conducted by the AI as well. They are moderated by our AI moderator in multiple languages. And the AI moderator has been trained based on human chats. So he has learned not only how to ask the question, but how to probe what a good answer looks like. And if an answer doesn't look good, how to dig deeper to get the best insights. And he can do all of this at scale across hundreds of respondents at the same time. And finally, our AI analyzes the data and delivers actionable reports within 24 hours. And this includes very depth qualitative feedback, all of the verbatims from consumers, all of the media shared by them, and also quantitative analysis as well at the same time, plus AI persona in an interactive way. So it's possible also to interrogate the AI moderator and get answers in real time. So yeah, we have trained it so that it acts like a human moderator. And this is very important because the AI is getting better and better. And the way we train it is helping it getting better and better. So on a daily, weekly basis, we conduct non-confidential projects and we feed this information into our model for it to keep relevant and keep on top of what good moderation looks like. As I mentioned before, it's not just about the agility, but it's also about the quality. So we wanted a more inclusive and authentic way to interact with consumers. And we're giving them the option to answer via text, which is great, when the topic is sensitive, via voice for easy and immediate response, via video, and also picture. So it can also act as a supercharged qualitative in which we can get a snippet of what is their cupboard looking like or how do they take care of their skin, together with unfiltered authentic responses. And finally, some use cases. So very versatile tool. It can be used for early stage creative and ad testing, idea, concept, claim, packaging testing, exploring a new market, a new growth space, enriching quantitative data or your trade story, and ultimately better understand the consumer. And we are already available in 45 countries and more. So with very good coverage of most markets, and very good in Asia Pacific as well. So I'll hand it over to Jiwon now.
Or
Um,
can you hear me well? Oh, sorry. Go
yes.
ahead, Rob.
Sorry, Esther, Jiwon. Esther, do you think we should do a quick demo? I would be okay to quickly take everyone through that, or did you want to jump
Sure,
straight into Jiwon's?
No, sure, Rob, go ahead.
sure. Mm.
Okay, cool. Yeah, we've still got a bit of time, guys. So I thought to kind of help digest this and contextualize it, it might be good to just take you through a quick demo so you can really see sort of how this works. So if you just give me a second, I will switch over to just let me stop sharing for 1 second. And okay, I see. Okay. So I will show you guys how to set up a project. Just let me go back to sharing screen. Oh, there you go. As I mentioned, this is our first time to do it, so I appreciate everyone's patience.
No worries. It always happens.
Okay, here we are. So this is what the platform looks like, guys. Up the top here, you have your team, so we can create teams of for companies or internal teams within companies. And here you have credits, so credits that you've purchased to use the platform. Then to create a new project, you click on the Create New Project, and you start with the recruitment choice. So either you can do automatic recruitment, that means everything is done on the platform, or you can choose manual. This is actually where you, for example, you have your own database or you have your own respondents and you simply send them a link through the chat. But I'll show you what the automatic looks like. And just to let you know as well, we are connecting to panels, to global panel providers. So we don't have our own panel, but we connect with the leading global panels around the world. So let's say we want to do a study. Actually, I'll show you a different one. I'll show you in another language. So let's say Malaysia. So we want to do a study in Malaysia. Now we choose the number of respondents. We can have 10 to 100. And we can even go more than 100, meaning one study would be 100, but we could run multiple studies and then we can combine the data in the background. So that's also possible to really push the scale of the product. We then have 3 layers of screening. So first of all, we have age. So we could do, 18 to 59. We could do females, let's say. We can choose children, relationship status, employment status. And next we choose our category. So let's say, for example, we wanted to look at beauty care. We wanted to look at face moisturizer, let's say. So that's our category. Next, as I mentioned before, we are accessing global panels. So here we can actually further specify which respondents we want to connect with by connecting to the variables that exist on those panels. So for example, we may want to further screen our respondents by income. So then we go here and we just qualify those people in higher income bracket. Next, we have 3 custom targeting questions. So these are open-end questions where we can literally type whatever we need to screen those respondents. So just as an example, you know, how would you describe your your normal skin type, let's say, or your skin type, which may be like dry skin, it may be oily, or it may be normal. So let's say we just want to talk with consumers with dry skin, and then we could add further screening questions. Could be like brand usage or frequency of usage or all those sort of things. We name our project. So it's this one's Malaysia Cosmetics. There you go. It's already there. And next we choose the type of project. So this could either be a custom project, it could be a concept test where there's a template, or an ad test where there's a template that we're currently developing. So for a custom test, the AI is going to generate the discussion guide based on our research objective that we input here. So we may want to ask, like, you know, we are trying to understand the key purchase triggers for face moisturizer in Malaysia, for example. So what we can do now is we can view a suggestion. So the AI will actually help us to improve this objective. So what it's come back with is to identify the primary factors influencing the purchase decisions of Malaysian women age 18 to 59 with dry skin for face moisturizer within specific income bracket. So it's actually picked up all of those screening variables and it's added it to our objective. So it really has quite detailed context. So let's go with that objective. Next, we can select a burning question. So this just helps the AI to really focus on what is the key question it needs to answer. So this one's not too complex. So what are the important attributes, ingredients, brand reputation, price that influence your decision when purchasing face moisturizer for dry skin? Okay, that's a great objective. So now based on these inputs, it's going to create the discussion guide for us. And as Esther mentioned, this is it's fully editable. Let's just take a quick look. What's your top priority in a face moisturizer? Can you name some brands you trust? What ingredients do you look for? What else is a good question? Have you ever had a bad reaction to a moisturizer? Do you follow any beauty influencers? You know, so it's really picking up a lot of interesting and key questions to answer our objective. It even has quantitative style questions. So on a scale of 1 to 10, how important is brand reputation to you? And we can have a total of 20 questions. So we can add open-ended, we can add quant style poll, rating, or ranking. We can even add stimulus. So we could add a static image or we can add a video there for concept tests. You can add probes on certain questions. Yeah, so once you're happy with that guide, it then gives it to you in the local language. So you can edit as needed for that, and then you can easily export that and it'll come in Excel so you can share internally with your team. So then you launch the study, and you will get, in 24 hours, you get an automated PowerPoint report. You can then come back onto the platform, and all your data is going to be stored here. So this is all of the text from your report is here. So it's got your AI summary, it's got the key insights, and the actual quotes behind those insights. It has rich content. Esther mentioned that we can have respondents reply via text. They can reply via video or even photos. So it's captured this rich voice responses here. It's got our quant questions summarized. And another very interesting feature is this tool where you can ask questions to the AI. So, for example, what is the top insight I should take away? How are different genders responding? And then it looks into that data set and it analyzes, and it gives you the results based on that data. So you can essentially do your own analysis, and it's just like having the moderator beside you. You can then export the chat, you can export the report, or you can export those rich medias that you've collected. Yeah, so I hope that kind of just gives you guys a bit more context to see how user-friendly it really is, and how you can you know, back to those variables that Esther was talking about, that it's fast, it's high quality, and it's also low cost. So in terms of the cost, 100 chats is 10K USD. So to compare that side by side with a traditional approach, it's about 1/10. And I think Jiwon is also going to touch on that a bit. Okay, so I hope that was helpful. And now, Jiwon, if you're okay,
Sure.
we'll switch back to you, and you can take
Sure,
us through
absolutely.
the use case.
Sure.
Okay, let's see if I can do this. All right, let's go presentation mode. Okay. Oh, sorry.
It's okay.
The guitar teacher is calling.
No worry.
Okay, so just go back. Here you are.
Right? Cool. Great. Can you hear me well?
Yes, we can.
Amazing. So, well, thank you for the opportunity to share this really interesting case study. As the world's largest consumer healthcare company, Haleon is constantly looking for ways to expand our presence in the fast-growing APAC market. With India being a key market in this region, we recently undertook a project to identify untapped opportunity in the Indian oral care market. So our objective was very clear: to gain actionable insight into oral care habits and preferences of Indian consumer. But we faced significant constraint in both time and budget. I believe everybody in this seminar may have agreed. So by leveraging BoltChatAI, we executed very innovative research that allow us to gather very deep consumer understanding with remarkable efficiency. So as I just briefly mentioned, in my point of view, the success of AI, it really depends on how the tool capture intention. And in that context, BoltChatAI was the perfect solution to go to. So as Rob briefly show you the demo, we begin with a very detailed screening process to select the respondents, which was very easy to follow. And then with very simple debrief and with couple of questions, it created multiple questionnaires in I believe, a couple of seconds. And some of the question was very, very interesting. Like, if your toothpaste could talk, what would it say to your brushing behavior? I've never seen those very creative questions in my whole career, and it actually gave us very interesting deeper insight into consumer behavior and attitude. So this approach was not only streamlined at the process, but also saved significant time in preparing back and forth. And then we conducted AI-based discussion with, I believe, 20 plus consumers. And that was very interesting when I look at all the spec and script, and very engaging. And finally, the insight was given to us by email in less than 24 hours, which was amazing, which usually takes more than 2 weeks to summarize it. So it was the report, the content of the report was very agile and also highly inspiring. It delivered exactly what we needed for our project. And that really helped making our decision quickly. Stayed, so we gained huge efficiency working with BoltChatAI. It roughly saved, I believe, 21 days, roughly 3 weeks. Otherwise, we would have spent a lot of time back and forth reviewing, preparing. And then we also achieved around 90% of the cost reduction per survey, which was also very helpful. So looking forward, this is just the beginning. So the learning that we are gaining will guide us to expand similar pilots in different regions, especially leveraging the multi-language capability that BoltChatAI would have. So obviously from Haleon side, we are very amazed that this shows the cutting edge of how technology can help enable Haleon to grow faster, efficiently, as well as save the cost. So very excited to bring this new approach to also the rest of APAC market as we get growing together.
Amazing. Thank you
And
so
I'm
much,
also
Jiwon.
welcoming any question from the participants.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Jiwon. Yeah, I agree. We were kind of going to do the we're going to do the quiz, but yeah, I mean, why not? Like, if there are any questions from the participants to Jiwon, or maybe just in general, we'd be more than happy to take them. So please jump in. I think you should be able to chat. So yeah, if you please list up your questions there. I'll just quickly stop sharing my screen and make sure that we can see the questions. Okay, looks like no questions. Okay, here we have one. So it's actually to you, Jiwon.
Sure.
So what among all of those features and sort of unique benefits of this tool, what was the one thing that really stood out for you that made you think, wow, I'm pretty confident I would use this rather than a traditional approach moving forward?
Yes, that's really good point. Uh, I initially, before I experienced Bolt today, I still have a bit of fear using this tool because
Mm,
I thought the quality of getting the human made report versus the AI report would be very,
mm,
very different.
mm,
But
mm,
actually,
mm,
when I review the report, it has very good insights with direct
mm,
recommendation, which was very, very powerful.
mm,
So I would say the final report was one of the key kind of
mm,
factor that I trust bullshit AI technology. Mm.
mm. That's amazing. Thank you for sharing. Yeah, I think yeah, you're right. Because the interesting thing with the AI is, from the very beginning, one of its key strengths was, well, even still now, right? It's text, right? The ability to
Right.
analyze text and find relationships. Whereas humans, we can only work with a few different variables like age and gender or whatnot, and try to put that together. But the AI is kind of on another level where it's looking at all different kinds of vectors. So I
Absolutely.
think
And one thing that
it's
I
great to hear
also
that. Yeah.
recall is I think one of your clients shared that the people are feeling more relaxed when they talk with the chatbot
Mm,
than actual human being, because if they talk to human being, they try to be like and look nice and try to answer like positive things. So I
Mm,
think that is also one of the very good benefit using BoltChat AI.
mm, mm. Yeah, definitely. Exactly. That makes a lot of sense too. And I think you touched on an interesting point before with the multi-language capability.
Mm.
Like, that's just unprecedented. Like if 2 years ago someone told you like, oh, hey, I can do a multi-country study with you in multiple languages and I can give it back to you in a week's time. You're like, it just
Sure,
wasn't possible. You know what I mean?
absolutely, absolutely. Mm.
Yeah. So I think definitely that's a strength. And we obviously see a lot of clients leveraging that as well. Because it's just, yeah, especially from a costing point of view. Okay, looks like we've got one more question. Esther, this is actually for you. The question is, like this tool seems to be a bit in between like a quant and a qual, let's say. Um, but which of those do you think it is more likely to disrupt, the quantitative or the qualitative?
It's a great question because whenever you call it quality scale or quant in depth, the benchmark point is
Mm,
different, right? If you
mm,
call it quality scale, you start seeing, the efficiency in reaching so many participants and have an authentic conversation in a fraction of the time. Quant
mm,
in depth, maybe the speed will not be so questions because there are many agile
mm,
quant tools, but then you'll have that depth and the why behind the what. I
mm,
personally feel that it will disrupt more the quant industry because in a
mm,
sense, it will give you the best of both worlds. And why would you
mm,
then decide to do a survey again and have
mm,
consumer putting ticks in boxes
mm,
when they can have an actual conversation and telling you exactly what they mean
mm,
rather than choosing an option that you have given them from a
mm,
predefined list that might not cover what they had in mind. So to me, this gives you a best way to understand what's in their mind, their association, without second guessing
mm,
and having hypothesis first. So I think probably in a few years there won't be a need for service anymore. There said
mm,
it, and everybody will run, conversational chats or
mm,
conversational research, and then derive statistical analysis from it.
mm. Very insightful. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it makes a lot of sense, doesn't it? Like
Mm.
surveys aren't nat a natural thing. They're a thing that we've created for the purpose of research. But obviously, humans naturally communicate and talk and
Mhm.
um, I think even in time at times they maybe struggle to fully communicate their ideas, but that's another beauty of the AI is it can kind of cut through that as well and summarize things. And I think the AI moderator as well, it can do that probing and it understands what they're saying. So no, that's super interesting. And yeah, I tend to agree with you as well in terms of encroaching on that qual space. I mean, even just my personal experience with BoltChatAI, when we began, it was like about, we're talking to 10 respondents, you know what I mean? But in this space of sort of 3 to 6 months, it's like 100 and now it's sort of 300. So there's no reason why in the near future that can't be like 1,000, you know what I mean? And then you really start to encroach on a lot of those core quantitative methodologies and tools, like segmentation and these massive um, big complex studies, that you start to get into that space as well. So no, I tend to agree, and I think it's a super interesting topic and conversation. Thank you. Um, okay, guys, so we just have 8 minutes left. I hope that's okay for our quiz and prizes. So I will now hand it over to Robbie. He is our marketing manager, and he's got some very interesting questions and cool prizes for you guys.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Rob. I'm hoping you guys can all hear me. Am I coming through okay? I've been lurking in the shadows up until now. As Rob said earlier, this is the first one we're doing. I've set up a quiz, and I'm hoping the technology is going to play ball. So I've tried to sort of come up with questions all around BoltChatAI and market research and AI in general. So I'm hoping if I click launch on here, you guys should all have a BoltChatAI quiz come up. I'll give you a couple of minutes to answer this for yourself. There's how many countries does BoltChatAI work in? The answer of which Esther did say earlier. We've got what is one of the key benefits for using BoltChatAI for multi-regional research? Then you've got the options up there. Which one of these is a feature on BoltChatAI? Again, it was something we were talking about in the presentation. If you're tuned in, we've got a true or false. BoltChatAI will translate the chat guide and let you edit both the English and the translated versions. Is that true or false? And then what does a term that we've been using a lot today, what does quality scale mean in the context of BoltChatAI? So yeah, I'm hoping these are all coming through. Feel free to answer those in your own time. And then the winner of this, obviously being an AI tool, an AI platform, we firmly believe there is a place for AI in the industry. The prize here will be a month subscription of your choice of ChatGPT or Perplexity. So yeah, obviously we want the AI platforms. We believe they're here to really change the game. So I'll give you guys a couple of minutes to answer those. Yeah, okay, I can see some of the questions coming through now. I'm happy to see that this feature is working.
Seems like people were paying attention, Robbie.
I know, yeah. I was going to say, I'm looking at some of the answers. There's no fooling you guys. Right, looks like we're nearly there. 75% completed is what I'm seeing. How are we doing for time? Yeah, we still got a bit of time. It's quite interesting seeing all of these results come in. We were talking about live analytics and everything, seeing all this come in. Yeah, I think that might be everyone there. I think that's everyone there. Okay, I think I will hit finish on this. We'll see how it comes through. Okay, I have the results, and I think if I can download those, and I can reveal who our winner is. Just digging through all of these. Okay, yes, we do have a winner. We do have a winner. Our winner is Sandra. Congratulations, Sandra. So Sandra, I have your information. Obviously, thank you very much for signing up today and coming here. Sandra, you are today's winner, getting the perfect score. So I will be in touch with you about your AI subscription. Thank you very much.
Congratulations, Sandra. Excellent. Okay, well, thanks for that, Robbie. I'm glad it worked out as planned. Good job. So yeah, that we've got about 4 minutes left. So if anyone has any questions, please feel free to jump in. We'll wait a few minutes. Otherwise, we will let everyone get back to their days and evenings, I guess.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Rob, for
Cool. Okay.
rating
I
today.
think we're good. So yeah,
And thank
thanks
you,
so much.
Jiwon. It
And
was
thank
great
you,
to see
Jiwon.
you.
My pleasure.
Okay. Cheers, guys.
Have a nice
Thank
day.
you. Bye.
Thanks for coming,
Bye.
everyone, guys. Bye.
Thank you.